President Biden finally facing the music and addressing the American people over his COVID mess. New infections in the country shattering this single-day record with more than 1 million cases. Biden's big speech was a broken record of his greatest hits with tired narratives like this.
If you're vaccinated and boosted, you are highly protected. You know, be concerned about Omicron, but don't be alarmed. But if you're unvaccinated, you have some reason to be alarmed. There's no excuse for anyone being unvaccinated. This continues to be a pandemic of the unvaccinated. If you are vaccinated and boosted, you may get COVID, but you are highly protected against severe illness.
No excuse. The president not spending nearly as much time on his testing failure, people forced to wait hours in line and can't get at-home tests. But Biden claims he's making progress.
I know this remains frustrating. Believe me, it's frustrating to me. But we're making improvements. With more capacity for in-person tests, we should see waiting lines shortened and more appointments freed up. Google, quote, COVID test near me to find the nearest site where you can get a test most often and free.
That's our president. And as far as the tests Biden wants to send Americans, the White House says it hasn't even finalized the contracts to buy them. And once they do get the tests, Americans can go to a yet-to-be-built government website to get them because we know those work so well. So, Dana, we were promised a winter of death, and now we have a winter of failure, a winter of incompetence. This guy had every opportunity to fast-track rapid testing and decided not to. And now we're stuck with this.
Well, even during the Trump administration, testing was not great, and that was admitted by the Trump administration itself. So the Biden administration had ample warning about that. What really makes me mad is when they said that they had no idea that Omicron was going to be this way. Like, you learn this in biology school, but also in biology class. But we also knew this because of what we had seen with Delta.
Yeah.
So it was coming, and now you have people standing in line for 3 hours, and the president says he knows that it's frustrating, and it's frustrating to him too. He's not sitting outside for 3 hours waiting for tests. And we're depleting our small supply of tests by testing everybody who don't even need a test. The other thing that I'm going to take exception to is when he said that this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Now, I am vaccinated. I'm glad I am because I do feel protected from serious illness or hospitalization or even death. That said, I have 2 vaccines. I was boosted. I also got a flu shot. And I spent the whole entire week of Christmas sick as can be after getting 2 negative rapid tests, 1 positive test, and then a negative test in order to come back to work. This is no longer just about the unvaccinated. We're all suffering from it. People in this building across the country have skeletal staffs because people have to isolate for 10 days. Then the CDC says, well, actually, we'll make it 5. Oh, but wait, you might have to have a negative test. Great, where are we going to get the test? We have a serious communications problem. The Center for Disease Control is completely losing it with the American public. There's no credibility there, just when you might need it most. At this point, you cannot continue to divide the vaccinated from the unvaccinated when it comes to Omicron because everybody can spread it, if you're vaccinated, if you're not vaccinated. So we need to be smart, do things like washing your hands, even things like, for example, in Japan, they have a very good culture of making sure if they're sick, they're very protective of the vulnerable. We can adopt things like that. But you cannot say that this is just a pandemic of the unvaccinated anymore. It is affecting all of us.
No, it's true. Dana, I think you just spoke for the soul of America, that everybody is so fed up that we've realized our leaders aren't leading. It's time for America to say this is officially going to be over. Geraldo, I think you've been holed up for some time. How are you doing?
I have. I'm in my basement cave, Greg, where I've been basically living. You know, I am vaccinated to Moderna shots, then boosted with the Pfizer booster. You know, I thought for sure that I was immune. I've been very hard on the unvaccinated. As Dana suggests, I eat some humble pie in that regard because I went to Key West, Florida with my family on vacation, and guess what? I came back with a scratchy throat. I insisted I didn't need a test because I was vaccinated and boosted. Then Erica, my wife, insisted, so a couple of days by the time we finally got the appointment, I take the test. Erica's negative and I am positive. It was shocking to me. It was in some ways embarrassing. I didn't quite know how to respond to it. So I did what I usually do. I went on Twitter, it's very frustrating. I think that to spare the president undue criticism, I think that what he should really be criticized for is the ruthless treatment of Donald Trump by Joe Biden regarding testing. Trump had problems with testing, but nothing on the colossal order of this magnitude.
Yeah.
This is really, I don't know anybody now whose families are untouched by this.
Yeah, it's true. And Jesse, you have been a true warrior in this ugly pandemic. I heard from people that you actually went out and got your own lunch on your own. You picked up a salad. And I mean, that's like, it's kind of amazing. People don't understand what that means. When Jesse goes and gets his own lunch, that means somebody's suffering.
Yeah, man, right. Dana, we talk about a skeletal staff.
Yes.
I already had a skeletal staff.
Yes.
Now my staff is me.
Yes. But you're making it through like a real hero. Are you happy and excited over a new government website that's going to solve all this?
Yeah, and if I need a test, I'll just Google it, Greg. Imagine if Donald Trump told people to Google it, where to get a test with lines around the block. Here's the good news, Greg. I went to the gym today. It's about 6:30 in the morning. I'm keeping my New Year's resolution. I'm waking up early, Dana. And I stroll into the gym in my building, and the guy who's on the board of the building was doing the elliptical. And he turns to me and he says, "Where's your mask?" I said, "Wait, we're doing the mask thing again?" He says, "Yeah, we sent out an email to everybody in the building." I said, they always go to junk. Yes. And I said, "Okay, you really want me to go get a mask? Go get a mask, walk upstairs, put the mask on, do a high-intensity workout with a mask." Extremely challenging, Greg. And then as I'm leaving, I said to this guy, he's an oncologist, he's a real big shot. And he looks at me and he says, "I'm sorry to have to ask you to do that, but I'm a doctor and I can't risk getting the Cron. Because if I get the Cron, I have to leave the hospital for 10 days, and we're already short-staffed. I can't take the risk." I said, "Doc, how much longer is this going to last?" He says, "The good news is I think this is going to be over in about a month. There's going to be so much immunity pushed through the population that it's just going to decelerate the virus." I said, "Where have I heard that before?" So not only has Greg Gutfeld told me it's over in a month, this really intelligent doctor, who's my neighbor, because I live in a really nice building, told me the same thing. But I had to confirm. So I looked at history, and I saw the last two pandemics, Spanish flu, Asian flu, they both lasted 3 years, and they both contained 3 to 4 waves. Now, Greg, we're in the 3rd year, and we are on the 4th wave. So if history is any guide, we're going to get rid of this nasty beast pretty soon. I just don't know why Joe Biden didn't know that, because he has literally been around for 100 years. Yeah. He should have managed our expectations better.
Yes, exactly. Judge, it's kind of an interesting, obviously, a highly stressful time. And, we're living in pestilence, and yet generally experiences like that create big leaders. And in this case, if you look at the Democratic Party, no one has actually stepped up to lead. Usually in times of war or pestilence or economic downturns, there's somebody that comes up, rises up. And we've not seen it, at least from the Democrats.
Because there's no one. There is absolutely no one. Listen, when I heard that Joe Biden was going to have a press conference today, I said to myself, Janine, what do you think the chances are that he's going to say, you got to get vaccinated, you got to get boosted, and you have to wear a mask? Nothing that the president said during this press conference made anything any clearer. In fact, it made things less clear. Now what we know is that you have to stay quarantined for 10 days unless somebody decided it should be 5 days. And it used to be you had to test yourself to be able to come out of quarantine. Now they're saying don't test yourself because a PCR test is going to say that you're positive for the next 12 weeks. And if you want to test yourself with a rapid test, you can't get one. Even if you Google it, you can't get one anyway. And the government hasn't decided when they're going to get them to give them to us. And even Joe Biden says, if you're working starting next week, if you have insurance, you can submit to insurance and get money back for a test. I mean, there is nothing more frustrating than hearing the same thing over and over again. This is just a repeat. The bottom line is this. Omicron is not deadly. It's certainly not as deadly as Delta or COVID-19. What we've got to start doing is recognizing we're going to have herd immunity. We're coming out of the holidays, and that's where we're going now. It's got to come to an end, and we've got to learn to live with it, and that's the end of it. I'm tired of hearing about it.
I think we can be grateful for one thing with Omicron. Probably the greatest pandemic ever because it got Geraldo to eat humble pie.
Get vaccinated, though. Get vaccinated.
All right. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.